Hello everybody. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the New Year's, isn't it? Oh man, I can't believe this year went really fast. It's kind of shockingly, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm gonna make this video before the day of um of New Year's, cause I'm probably gonna be busy on that day. I I I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to like my grandma's house and see my family members and probably do some fireworks as that. But I'm not really sure. Anyways though, so this is chapter 6, I believe, and this is part 2. We had to split this chapter into two. And so yeah, I'm trying to recall where I was. Let's see. Some more. So I think we left right here where Cuphead shouts out for Elder Kettle and telling them that they're back. Let's get into character. Oh good, you're just in time for dinner, Elder Kettle responds, through the kitchen. We walk past the staircase and through the living room to see a dining room table with 6 chairs around it. Behind the table was a white kitchen counter with bowls of steaming hot food ready to be put on the table. I noticed Milkman was helping Elder Kettle in the kitchen with a happy and playful attitude as we began to grab some of the dishes out of the cupboard. Dishware. Do you need any help, Elder Kettle? I asked, watching two of them walk around each other in a tiny room. Oh, no worries, dear. Milkman is helping me prepare, he responded with a polite tone. Why don't you both sit yourselves down at the table? Dinner will be ready shortly. I turned back around at the table and saw Cuphead glancing over at me, gushing me to walk over to him. As I approached him, he held a chair out for me, politely saving it for me as I sat down in it, and he comfortably pushed me into close to the table. I thanked him as he walked around the other side of the table, sat down in a chair facing directly the opposite from me. As the delicious smell wandered around through the air, my stomach growled in intention or expectation. Hey, doll, can I ask you a question? Cuphead asked, while looking at me darkly. Sure, I responded. What is it? Well, tomorrow 3 of us and a few of our friends have a dinner in a fancy restaurant. You know, as a little get-together. I was wondering if you would like to come with us. Well, and don't worry about my friends. They'll love to meet you. Really? Gee, I don't know. There was a little pause before Cuphead reached his hand across. Sorry. There was a little pause before Cuphead reached his hand out across the table. There's no pressure, he smiled warmly at me. As I placed my hand over the table, he gently grabbed it and began to lightly rub it in a comforting way. Aw, that's so cute. There's some scenes I really like that are so adorable. Well, I looked at Cuphead and seen his warm, comforting smile before he made me. At me, feeling as if I say no was gonna break his heart. I guess if you really want me there, I could come. Yes, of course, I want you to be there, he beamed, with a slight smile on his face. Golly, you have no idea how happy it makes me hear you say that. I blushed yet again, in response to his words. Aww, this is cute. It's not like that cute as a hand thing with you know, the cliche thing where they wrap their arm around the person they like. That was really cute. That was the cutest one I've ever seen in this chapters. But this one's adorable. He's asking out on a date. From the corner of my eye, I could see Mugman bringing out the dishware and laid it down on the table, as he helped Elder Kettle bring the food over. As I set down the bowls, I peeked over and had a look inside them. One was filled with a mountain load of sketty, and the other one was filled with One had a delicious smell of garlic bread on it. Garlic bread. I really like garlic bread, even the cheese one. Well, actually, there's no cheese one. It's just a bread with cheese, but they're really good, to be fair. Go with, spaghetti. Milkman then proceeded to sit down beside me. Another killer sat across from him, next to Cuphead. The brothers looked at the food impatient and began to devour it from the moment they could. Compared to them, my serving size seemed to be really small, and it could hardly look like a full meal to them. Nevertheless, we all began to dig and enjoy the mouth-watering food as it set before us. So this is the end of chapter 6, so we got to I guess I can do the next chapter, just to see what it is. Let's pause. Alright, so here is chapter 7, I believe. Sorry if I messed up the chapters. This is called So Much Need a Beauty Sleep. So, let's see the picture. This one's a little cute. Poor Cuphead. He looks really nervous yet really grumpy at the same time. He must have an awful dream. Or probably stayed up too late. So, by the looks of it, maybe a long chapter is not really long, but one of those chapters that take time. Anyways, let's begin. I'll try to read it as fast as I can. So let's begin. Dinner was delicious, and since Mugman was next to me, we had a few conversations, and I got to know a little bit more about him and who he was. In some ways, he was very similar to Cuphead. But in other ways, he was very much the opposite. For instance, Cuphead told me that he's the kind of guy that loves to spend time being the center of attention. Sorry about that. Be center of attention. Everywhere. However, Mugman could not care less about others, and loves to focus on the daily activities around the house, like reading or hanging out in the garden. They both had a sweet, loving personality, but they're undeniably amazing and so friendly towards me. Once everyone had finished eating, we all got up and placed our dirty dishes in the sink. I offered to help Elder Kettle clean up, but yet again he refused to let me do anything that involved my hands getting dirty. He had Mugman help him instead. I felt awful for not being helpful, but Mugman assured me that it wasn't a problem and that he wanted me to relax. Cuphead called out to me from the living room, so I wandered out of the kitchen and over to see him. That was on the counter in front of the TV. A couple of Betty Boop's cartoons are on. Want to sit down and watch them with me? He suggested. I sat on a spot couch next to him, as in a way to ask me to join him. Sure, I responded, stepping over where he was, and sitting in the place he wanted me in. Once we rested my back on the pillow behind me, Cuphead reached his arm around and wrapped it around me from behind the neck. Aw, he's doing the same thing again. It even brings it out. Just like earlier today, when we read the pictures. Aww. This is so cute now. It was just like earlier in the day. My heart fluttered from his touch, and I couldn't focus on the program. I'm not too sure why, but it felt so comfortable to be near him and having his arm around me. Aww, this is adorable. Again, I love this. We continued to watch the cartoons when we heard Mugman begin to walk up the stairs. I turned and faced him behind the couch. Hey, Mugman, I called out, making him stop and look at Cuphead and I on the couch. Do you want to watch some cartoon with us? He paused, looking at Cuphead, then back at me, smiling. No, I'm alright. Thanks. I'm just gonna do some reading instead. He turned around and continued walking back upstairs. I shook it off and turned back to face the television. Only this time, Mickey Mouse shorts were playing. We continued to watch as more and more cartoons kept playing, from Betty Boop, to Mickey Mouse, to Bimbo, and to Tom and Jerry. Ooh, Tom and Jerry, that's a good one. I used to watch those as a kid. After the first episode of Tom and Jerry ended, I yawned and stretched a little. Are you tired? Sorry for the cut-in. Anyways, are you tired? Cuphead asked, looking at me. A little, I yawned, trying to keep my eye open. Cuphead looked at the clock on the wall above the TV. 11:35 p.m. Well, I guess it's time for we call it a night, Cuphead explained, standing up and stretching a little. Come on, let's go upstairs. He started walking off into the direction of the stairs. Wait, I'm staying here? I asked. What kind of question is that? Cuphead laughed, looking over at me with a slight defiant look. Of course you are. We're not going to make you sleep outside or anything. He continued up the stairs quietly as we began to follow him. You can sleep in my room. If you like, I'll sleep in Muckman's. Sorry, I was a little wrong. Aww. Are you sure? Of course. He won't mind me crashing with him tonight. He laughed, making me giggle in response. As we proceeded to his room quietly, he opened up his drawers and pulled out 2 pairs of silk red pajamas. He handed me one to them and held into the one's others. Blah blah. Sorry, I messed up hard. Sorry, it's a little too big. That's okay, I smiled, taking him from the clothes. Well, if you need anything else, I'll be right next door, he explained, beginning to walk out from his room. Thanks, I responded, watching him open the door, still facing me. Good night, Cuphead. Good night, doll. Sweet dreams. He carefully closed the door. I couldn't help but a smile. I've only known this man for a day, and he's nothing, but he's been nothing but a super sweet to me. I proceeded to get dressed and slip into the red clothes. Cuphead was right. They're a bit big, but the fact they were size too big for me made me more comfortable than the male clothes that were in bed. I slowly shifted around into Cuphead's bed, pulling the covers over me, wrapping my body around the warm blanket. It wasn't too long before I found myself asleep, venturing off to dreamland. So I'll stop it here, guys. This is a good ending to stop with. Anyways, so I hope you have a good New Year's, and I would see you in the next year. I have some things to say. For the next year, nothing's really gonna change. I'm still kind of hard on deciding. But yeah, but like I said before, this channel will still be up until, I don't know, until something else happens. But yeah, I do want to change it up a little, but I'm not really sure. Because I'm not really good with edits, so I'll have to practice on that. Anyways, I hope you have a good year, and I hope 2020 wasn't that bad for you guys. And I hope that maybe, just maybe, 2021 will be helpful. Also, did you guys remember that, 2012 was, that year that the world was gonna end? And funny enough, if you switch the numbers around, you will get 2012. I really doubt anything bad's gonna happen. Well, not right now, of course, but we don't really know. Anyways, have a good year, guys, and I'll see you soon. Maybe the day after. Because I'm not sure, I don't know for sure I'm busy on New Year's Day. Be safe, guys, and see you soon. Bye.